Welcome to the Graduate Student Organization Business and Finance Training. Here at UCAE, we are excited that you will be serving as a student organization president, treasurer, or authorized spender this year. This training is designed to provide you with important information that will help you make payments with a check through the UCAE Business and Finance Office.
The UCAE Business and Finance Office provides financial transaction support for student organizations that are recognized by GPSC as well as SOFC recognized or chartered undergraduate organizations, Greek groups, and West Campus houses. Departmentally recognized organizations will need to talk to their recognizing department to learn financial policies and procedures. All student organizations have a unique student organization bank account with UCAE called a fund code. The Business and Finance Office processes all student organization financial transactions and is available to help student leaders answer questions about how to spend their organization's money. The UCAE Business and Finance Office is located on the ground floor of the Bryan Center and is open from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. All GPSC recognized organizations must work with the UCAE Business and Finance Office for every transaction in or out of your fund code. Other departments or university staff should not make purchases on your behalf. Student organizations can request a check for many different types of payments. Mainly, checks are used to pay contracts with companies or individuals, including fellow students that your group hires for services, invoices from companies or individuals, reimbursements to off-campus individuals or entities, and donations to philanthropies. While check payments may seem daunting, this training video will walk you through the different paperwork needed for each type of payment. Before submitting a check request, be sure to check that your purchase is not prohibited or restricted. The UCAE Business and Finance website has a list of prohibited items, restricted types of purchases, and vendors that cannot be used. Student Affairs policy dictates that graduate student organizations cannot purchase personal hygiene products. In addition, student organizations cannot make purchases from Airbnb, Craigslist, eBay, and Etsy, to name a few. Please remember that groups cannot pay others or be paid via PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Facebook Messenger, Cash App, or any type of online money transfer service. Taking donations, dues, or any type of payment through these services is strictly prohibited. If you ever are unsure of the best way to take or make a payment, please contact our office. We are happy to help.
To contract a vendor, the president, treasurer, or an authorized spender will need to submit the following paperwork: a contract cover sheet, the contract signed by the vendor, and a W-9. An independent contractor checklist form is also needed if the vendor is an individual, a sole proprietor, or a single member LLC. All of these forms can be found on our website, and a payment request in due groups is not needed. Once you have all of the completed paperwork, you will need to submit it to the front desk of the main UCAE suite. The front desk will pass it on to the UCAE Student Involvement Team to review and sign on your organization's behalf. Please remember that students can never sign contracts. Finally, please submit contracts at least 4 weeks in advance of the event date. The earlier the contract is submitted, the faster it will get processed.
If a vendor invoices your student organization for services or goods, you will need a copy of the final invoice and a W-9. An independent contractor checklist form is also needed if the vendor is an individual, a sole proprietor, or a single member LLC. While the invoice is something that you will receive from the vendor, all of the forms can be found on our website. Once you have all the completed paperwork, the president, treasurer, or an authorized spender will need to submit a check request in Duke Groups. You can find the link by logging into Duke Groups and scrolling down to the Campus Links menu at the bottom right of the page. You will then click Payment Request to launch the system. If you have submitted requests in the past, you will need to click New Submission in the top right of the screen to start your next request. Once the system launches a new submission, select Student Organization as your group type, and then select Check as the payment type. On the last page of the request, you can upload all necessary paperwork. Our office will review the request and then leave a comment with either our approval, additional questions, or an issue that needs to be fixed before the invoice can be processed. Please respond in the comment section of the request with answers to any questions that staff might have, or to let staff know once any issues have been fixed. We will then review your request again. Please note the checks for our invoices are cut 30 days after the invoice date. There are no exceptions to this policy, so please make sure your vendor is aware. Let's say that you have a speaker come into town and your organization would like to reimburse them for their hotel stay. Since they are not a student, staff, or faculty member, your president, treasurer, or an authorized spender can submit a check request in Duke Groups to reimburse this off-campus individual. All you will need is a copy of their itemized receipt. Before submitting the request in Duke Groups, please be sure to double-check their mailing address and the spelling of their name so that the information is entered correctly. Our office will review the request and then leave a comment with either our approval, additional questions, or any issues that need to be fixed before the invoice can be processed. Please respond in the comment section of the request with answers to any questions that staff might have or to let staff know once any issues have been fixed. We will then review your request again.
If your student organization does fundraising for a philanthropy, you will need to make sure to donate all of the funds that were raised. You can do so by writing a letter on your group's letterhead with the following information: what philanthropy is receiving the donation, the amount of the donation, how the funds were raised, as well as their mailing address. Your president, treasurer, or an authorized spender will need to submit a check request in Duke Groups and attach this letter along with the philanthropy's W-9. Our office will review the request and then leave a comment with either our approval, additional questions, or any issues that need to be fixed before the donation can be processed. Please respond in the comment section of the request with answers to any questions that staff might have or to let staff know once any issues have been fixed. We will then review your request again. If you are hiring a fellow student for any goods or services, your organization's president, treasurer, or an authorized spender will need to submit a contract cover sheet along with a student entertainer agreement signed by the student you are hiring to the front desk of the main UCAE suite. Both of these forms can be found on our website, and a payment request in Duke Groups is not needed. Once all of the paperwork has been reviewed, a staff member from the UCAE Business and Finance Office will reach out to the student being hired to finish the payment process.
Our office highly recommends updating your notification settings so that all comments left on your payment requests are emailed to you directly. To update this setting, you will need to click to sign in to Duke Groups. Click on your initial or picture in the top right corner of the screen. Click your name at the top of the menu. Click Notifications. Click Show Advanced Preferences and scroll down and select all boxes under Forms. You can also manually check your submissions to see if any comments have been left by clicking on your initial or picture in the top right corner of the screen, clicking Submissions, and then clicking on the blue eye symbol beside the request you would like to view. If it has been longer than 2 business days since you submitted your payment request and you still don't see a comment on your request, please stop by or reach out to our office.
Thanks for watching this training video. All of this information is now considered general knowledge, and you have the responsibility of passing it on to your organization. If you have any questions, please contact us at ucaefinance@duke.edu.